PocaTV, Wenzzzday.
Hello.
Hey, hi.
How you do?
I am okay. I am all revved up.
Nice one.
It's like a minute ago I was telling you I'm exhausted. I need to go to bed, and now I'm all revved up.
That's good.
That's the power of the Wenzzzday Ting.
Yeah, the Ting tonic elixir.
Tin tonic. Yeah. That's a nice one. That's a good one.
Yeah. In fact,
So
there's
you
actually there's a drink in Jamaica called Ting.
yes, it's a grapefruit drink, and it's full of sugar and it's full of gas.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. I wasn't recommending it. I was just mentioning it.
well, it has a nostalgic touch, doesn't it?
It has a nice flavour. In fact, some people use it as a chaser for rum.
Yeah, and the reason
Rum
it's
and
called a
ting.
ting is because when you're in a bar and people tell you what you want to drink, I mean, I know, give me a ting, just give me something, and that's
Yeah,
how
man.
the name stuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been 2 weeks. Good to see you back.
You too.
Apologies, I couldn't make it last week, and heads up,
No
I
problem.
won't be able to make it next week either. It's the crunch
No
time of
problem.
year, but that means we had ample time, you and I, to come up with topics.
Yeah.
And here they are, the topics for today's Wenzzzday Ting. Um, we will start with you, and you will be telling us all about the birds with racist names that need to be changed. And I will be diving into a couple of ideas that people in the global south could look at to maybe come up with an idea themselves to be self sufficient. Just a little happy topic full of good ideas.
Nice one.
So, yeah, you're into that?
Yeah, man. Uplifting topics.
Yeah,
And
we need more of those these days.
for real, for
So
real.
that's our story for today. I'm going to let you introduce your topic, DJ.
But before that, there's an can anyone see the album, the LP at the back?
Yes, I can see it. And the big question is for people watching us, if you know what that album is, or at least who is on that album, send us a comment. We're not giving away prizes just yet. Only if like 100 of you start
Right.
playing this game. So DJ puts up a new album every week in the background, and it's nice if you try to find out what that album is. And if you know, just send us a comment so we know it's you. And like I
Otherwise,
said,
and then I'll reveal the correct answer at the end of the show.
yeah, we'll try and remind our viewers halfway through. But you know how you and I can get, DJ, in this Wenzzzday Ting. We get all flustered and we forget a whole heap of thing that we said we were going to do. But I'm going to focus on that album. People, if you know what that album is or who it is by, send us a little
One
comment.
clue: it's reggae. That's the only clue you get. It's reggae.
Well, you know, DJ Conscious of ConsciousRadio.net, you know, roots reggae every Sunday. So I didn't expect it to be like Madonna.
Yeah, but it could have been Led Zeppelin, but it's
Yes, it
not.
could. It isn't. Okay. So people focus on the album, but focus
Yeah.
on our stories as well.
Okay.
A quick shout out to Donna, who's nice and early. Hi there, Donna. Happy to have you with us.
Hi, Donna.
Who knows? You might have something to say about today's topics. Who knows? DJ, à vous. Introduce your topic for today, please.
Okay.
What is going on in the world that kept you awake at night?
That's one way of putting it. The American the American Ornithology Society. Ornithology is the study of bird watching. Has announced that birds which have been named after humans will have their names changed.
And why is that?
And one of the reasons is advocates of the change believe that many English common names for birds are isolating and demeaning reminders of oppression, slavery, and genocide.
You mean they got racist names?
Yeah. Race. Yeah, oppression isn't always about racism, but yeah. The goal is to create a more inclusive environment for bird watchers, and there's over 250 birds in line to be renamed. One of the founders of the American ornithology
Association.
ornithology generally is named Alexander Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And he is said to have used, and it is said, he used racist terminology in his diaries. So, for example, birds that will be renamed include Wilson's warbler and Wilson's snipe. There you go. There's Alexander Wilson. Well done. Yeah, and
There you are.
Wilson's warbler. Great.
Of
Good
course
stuff.
we do. I did look up Alexander Wilson. Can you turn down your speaker a little? Just a tad, a
Sure.
tad.
Yeah.
I did not find anything damning about this particular man, but that doesn't mean it wasn't there. Because if you look at examples, you're gonna have to really, really dig to find out how they were bad people. But tell us more. Do you know anything more about Alexander Wilson?
Well, the thing is, when you looked him up, did you find the diaries? Because apparently the racist terminology is in his diaries.
I did not find the diaries. You should have
There
told
you go.
me,
That's
and I would
probably
have
why you
looked them
didn't
up.
find it.
That is your job to do, DJ. When you find stuff, you need to feed me with the info.
No,
So
I looked for it. I couldn't find them either. That's my
Okay.
point.
All right, I see. So this Wilson's warbler, which is actually the Cardinilla pusilla.
Yeah.
Do you know what we will be calling it in future?
No, I don't know. One of the things is they're getting a committee together because they need to even define the criteria as to how to go about renaming, because there needs to be it's obvious which ones they need to rename, but in terms of what they're renamed to, that's to be confirmed. They need to agree on a set of rules as to a naming convention, I guess, is the right way.
Right. And when will all this be playing out? Pretty soon,
Well,
from what I gather.
Soon. This all came about if I take us back to a couple of years to 2021, the Entomological Society of America began the Better Common Names Project. Better Common Names, that's the name of the project, to change the names, for example, of insects, because they were deemed inappropriate or derogatory. And also astronomers have also advocated for the renaming of major telescopes that they say alienate people from marginalized backgrounds. So the birds is the renaming of birds is the latest in a list of other things in today's world that are being renamed to make it a better kind of cleaner and more relevant.
Well, one can argue that, naming a bird or a spaceship or whatever after yourself, it's only self-glorification. It's all about you going down in history with your name on some animals, really.
Yeah, but some things are named, it's not always that person that's saying this is what the name must be. It's other people.
Some people, yeah. But you can still, if they're going to call like a little bird, they're going to call it the DJ Conscious bird. You as DJ Conscious could say, no, take away that name. That's too much credit to me. All I did was not step on the little thingy. So it is about egos. There's a little news report on this, which I would like to share with you if you wish.
No problem.
Here we go. Oh, it's not starting, is it? Come on. Hold on. Sometimes, when I upload these things too early, being a properly organized person, then all of a sudden it says, Minago play. But it's here. Here we go.
The American Ornithological Society's president-elect Sarah Moore says the conversations about bird names has been happening for decades on a case-by-case basis, but this decision to do away with all bird names associated with people is a more recent endeavor. A committee began looking at the topic after a 2020 decision to rename a longspur that had been named after a Confederate general. While not every bird named for a person has a connection like that, the society says bird naming practices developed in the 1800s were clouded by racism and misogyny and can be exclusionary to people of color. So along with changing how names are selected, the society will begin the process to rename between 70 to 80 birds in the U.S. and Canada. Morris, who spent part of her childhood in Richmond, says the goal is to have people focus on the birds, not their names.
We need to get people thinking about birds. We have lost over 3 billion birds in the last 50 years. We need everyone we can engage to be involved in studying, conserving, and enjoying birds so that we still have them over the next 50 years.
And Morris says the committee that will be tasked with coming up with these new names and the new procedures will begin their work in 2024, but as there will be a public engagement process to all of this.
So they're really taking it very seriously. A public,
Absolutely.
yeah,
It's a serious thing. I mean, there's a man called Mr. Cooper. I don't know his first name, and he is famed for hosting a National Geographic birding show, which I think is on the National Geographic TV channel. And he says the decision to change common names of birds makes perfect sense. So, and he cites there is no reason to have a person's name attached to a bird because it doesn't tell you anything about the bird.
The bird, exactly. It doesn't.
But critics argue, because we have to try and be balanced and put both sides.
Sure.
Critics argue that knowledge will be lost about key people in the history of ornithology.
You can still call it exactly. You can still call them a bird, the Flurensis popoxy, and then and then in the little Wikipedia page you can say, well, this bird was first described by, without calling the bird the name of the person who first described it.
Well, exactly, and it's I kind of align it. You might say it's not the right alignment. We spoke about several things ago certain statues that depicted slavery, for example, whether they should be destroyed or just relocated.
Put in a park. Yeah.
And this is and we agreed that they shouldn't be destroyed because people should always be aware of the history and what happened. Exactly. And this is a similar thing, I think. I'm aligning that.
I agree. Let's have a look at one or two other examples of birds named after people and whose names will be taken off the birds' names. The Scots oriole, the Icterus parisorum, was actually first described by a Frenchman called Bonaparte, not what's his name? Not Napoleon, but Bonaparte. And hence the name parisorum. He wanted some French connection.
What's that? Latin? Is that a Latin name?
Yes, DJ. You know that species always have a Latin name.
Yeah, I was just clarifying. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
So this Scots oriole is called after General Winfield Scott, who lived in the 18th, end of the 18th, beginning of the 19th century. This man was a general fighting all kinds of battles, killing off Native Americans, burning their yards, raping their women. Maybe not him himself, but his people did. And look at the pretty bird, and it carries his name. I get
Makes
that.
no sense. Makes no sense.
It doesn't. And then we have another. Go ahead.
Go on.
No. You say what you have to say. It's your topic.
No. It's all right. Go on. Continue.
Yeah, I have one last example. The Audubon's shearwater, or the Puffinus terminieri, which I think is a thermal puffin. So this is a long story. John James Audubon was actually a Frenchman who was born in Haiti, where his father was a really bad guy. He was a slave owner. He had all kinds of double blood children with all his slaves, and He even took one of those children back to France with him at some point, with this John James, who then went to the United States, took on this name, and was an avid ornithologist. But he also owned slaves. And he thought the whole idea of abolition of slavery, look at his years, he was right smack in the middle of the decision taking.
Sure.
And he was very, very adamant that it was a ludicrous thing to do, to abolish slavery. And yet the Shearwater carries his name. I think enough is enough. Do you agree?
No, yeah, totally. I totally agree. And there was another example I saw. There was a bird on another video that I saw, which had the word squawk in it, which is derogatory to the native Indians, and so that's on the list.
That's on the list as well. Something squaw. I remember. Yeah. Remember when you and I grew up, we thought that was the Native American word for woman, because that's the way it was in our books. And in the cowboy and western films as well. Exactly. And the same applies to Eskimo, which is just a derogatory term. We shouldn't call people Eskimos. They are Inuit.
Right.
So that's the story. So when is this going to happen? 2024, we heard the guy say?
Yeah, I saw something that said it's tabled for 2024, which gives the people of this, I think it's an 11-person committee who are gonna yeah, I think it's 11 who are gonna determine the criteria.
I wonder who's in the committee.
I
wonder who's going to be in the committee.
Well, I think this Cooper person is going to be on it. The guy who's got the near geographical. But hopefully, it's people. Hopefully, it's a cross section of people from different backgrounds.
That's
to make it a balanced. So that it's a balanced outcome. Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully. Well, I wonder how people are thinking about this topic. If you have if you feel like you need to share something with us and you'd actually like to tell us right here in the studio, just head over to this QR code. Look how cute the QR code is this week, DJ. It's a shopping bag full of goodies if you scan that code and join us here in the Orange Room. You know how to scan, right, people? You just open your camera on your phone and you point at the Ting, and the link will come up and it will take you to where you can enter your, have your camera and your microphone, give it allowance to be used, and then you enter your name and you enter the studio, wait for DJ and me to put you up on the screen. And if you're on a laptop, head over to this URL. It is case sensitive. Wenzzzday 18, because this is our 18th episode. What?
And try and use the Chrome browser.
Yeah, we do like it when you use Chrome, and also wear earpiece, because we don't like it when the sound goes off. We don't. So make a note of these two things and join us in the studio if you wish to talk with us about this whole renaming of birds with racist names.
Right.
DJ, it was to be expected. Not everybody is happy with this. And in doing a little research on your topic, I came across, do you remember who Megyn Kelly is?
Who?
Megyn Kelly.
No, Irish. Kelly's an Irish name.
American. And she used to be an anchor at Fox News. And
that's why I don't know. I never watched that. Yeah.
Exactly. Of course, she is totally blonde. And of course, she used to love Donald Trump, but then they got into a tiff and they never got back together. I'm not saying relationship wise, but he used to love her on Fox News, but then he hated her. He used to call her all kinds of things. Well, she is not exactly left wing. I'm trying to say this euphemistically. And of course, she had. He
worked for Fox. What do you expect?
Well, there you go. So this is her reaction to the whole bird renaming situation.
Right.
Today, we are taking you deep into the world of birds. Yes, if the wokesters can affect the world of knitting, they can absolutely affect the world of birds. And here we talk about the racist bird names, which are now causing all sorts of drama amongst scientists and others in the ornithological space. According to a recent article in Science News, racist legacies lurk in the world of animal names. 142 North American bird names endure as verbal monuments to people who are deemed problematic, according to Jamie Chambers. 142, I say. For example, there is the beautiful yellow and black Scots Oriole found in California. Look at it. Yeah, you can tell it's going to be problematic. Scots Oriole, found in California, which was named after Winfield Scott. He killed Native Americans along the Trail of Tears. How'd he get a bird? Thankfully, there are bird lovers with a whole lot of time on their hands, including a grassroots campaign called Bird Names for Birds, which has made it a mission to replace all eponymous bird names with descriptive ones. I don't really know what they mean. What does that mean? But then there's a group opposing that effort. And that's the American Ornithological Society, which initially rejected a recent effort to rename the bird known as McCowan's longspur, named after a Confederate general. They don't think you need to rename the Confederate bird. But then after pushback, the society changed its mind, saying, well, we're going to undergo a new name-changing process because, as the president there says, we are committed to changing these harmful and exclusionary bird names. God. And remember, it's not just birds. No, it's not. For example, the gypsy moth has been deemed problematic because gypsy is considered by some to be a slur for the Romani people. So the next time you call a moth a gypsy or an oriole a Scot, you just remember you're a racist. And you can't say that or think that or do that.
She's so
How is she even still alive? I mean, good grief. That's the first time I've ever seen her. I never heard of her till just now, seriously. And how can she not know what that means? To change
no,
from
but how can she be so fake? That little laugh that she did in between. Oh, that was.
But she's laughing. This is a serious thing, and she's laughing all that as if it's a joke. It's a joke thing.
She's laughing while she's saying he killed off a lot of Native Americans. Ha ha.
I mean. Okay, great.
Anyway, Megan Kelly, I thought you would
reminds
love to see
me
that.
why I don't watch American TV, that kind of thing.
I hear you. I totally hear you. I totally hear you.
No,
oh boy. So I thought you would.
I mean, I just looked at her and I felt nauseous in the first frame.
Really? Was it that strong?
Well, it was nauseous. I mean, she had the amount of makeup she was wearing was so obvious. Anyway, enough
said. Anything you'd like to add to this story of yours, or shall we move on? What's your?
I think we should move on. But before we move on to your topic, a reminder of the little quiz.
Excellent, DJ. It's your quiz. Go ahead.
So
hold on. Let me put you full screen. There.
Yes. So if you look. In the corner, there is an album cover sitting on top of a monitor speaker, a black speaker, which each week I change the cover. So go full screen again so people can see what it is.
No, because then they can read it.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it needs to be. Yeah.
Okay, a quick one. A quick one. There you go. Full screen and gone.
Right. So the idea is to name. Not necessarily name the title of the album, but who's behind it, the main artist.
Right.
You can comment in the usual way on social media, YouTube, etc.
YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook.
And the correct answer will be revealed after Poca's topic.
Yeah, which is about to start. And reminding people there are no prizes to be won. We need to stop thinking that fun can only be had if we win a prize. It's just knowing that is your reward if you are the one who knows.
But we welcome any contribution. So, whether there's a competition or not, and all your input will be taken on board. And you never know, if you come up with a topic, we might cover it.
Oh, definitely. But that's
and you can even take part yourself. As and come into the studio, so we have a three-way thing rather than a two-way thing.
Yep. Okay, so please, Ting, yeah. So help me, like you're doing so very well today. Help me remember that at the end of the show we disclose the answer. So up comes my topic. you know, when we read the newspapers or we travel or we talk to people, there's one certain topic that always comes up. It's what is what are countries that do not belong to the rich West? What are they to do? How are they to get out of their situation? We call those countries the global South. And what we know of those countries is, first of all, people are more lovely than they are in the rich countries. Yes, they are. But it's also a very, very hard life. People kind of scrape with anything they have. These are happen to be pictures taken in Jamaica, but in all my travels to countries in Africa, South America, and even in Asia, this is the kind of scene that you see in the streets. People, finding little stuff that they can trade or they can sell in the streets. And then once their little cart is empty, they got another batch of something completely different to sell as well. So they're actually scraping day in, day out to get enough money to feed themselves and their children. That should not be the way it is. There are many reasons why it's taking so long for global South countries to catch up with the global North. The main reason being that they are still being, put in a corner by the rich countries. We got tons of systems in place in the world to keep poor countries in their place.
You mean obstacles? Yeah.
Put up huge barriers, so you can't get a proper loan, you can't do this, you can't do that, you don't even own land. That's all historical.
Yeah.
And the reason being that those rich countries actually want to come in those poor countries and take out the natural resources like coltan to make your phone, or all kinds of stuff that
bauxite in Jamaica.
Bauxite to make aluminium, even sandstone in Jamaica. In come the Chinese to build roads, but out goes the sandstone. Jamaican sandstone is one of the best qualities in the world, and China is now been building pretty houses there with Jamaican stone, stuff like that. And in the midst of all this, the unemployment rates, especially for young people aged, let's say 14 to 25, is huge. I looked some up. Last year's numbers for the Caribbean: 15.11% of young people have no employment. 15% is what, DJ? Is one in what? Is you're good at
It's about one in six.
1 in 6 young
So
people.
how does that compare with, say, Netherlands, for example?
Oh, I didn't look up Netherlands. Let me look that up quickly.
Or some, just to give it some context.
Yeah, that's good. That's excellent. You talk a little while I look up youth
I mean,
unemployment.
15%. I think I remember UK was usually around maybe 4 or 5%, so nowhere near as much as.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is now, but
August 23 in the Netherlands, it was 8.8%, and those numbers are up from last year. So and it's going to keep rising.
It will keep going up. Yeah.
It will. Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
So this number has been this huge, because I find it huge. It has been this huge ever since the pandemic. Things are out of whack.
But because your slide is just about youth unemployment. So that's
youth unemployment.
So that's presumably up to the age of something like mid-2024 or something.
Yeah. Between 14 and 25-ish is what the numbers are. Yeah.
Okay.
And on the continent of Africa, it's a little lower, but it's still 11.2.
It's lower. Blimey. I'm surprised. Right.
Well, you know what? The continent of Africa, people don't seem to know, but first of all, it's the richest continent in the world. And Africa is catching up with the rest of us, but they're doing it quietly. So let's not rock the boat. They're doing it quietly.
And of course, that includes, by its very definition, and that would include South Africa as well.
That too, yeah. But why are you singling out South Africa?
No, because of the white population in South Africa. That's why.
But the richest country in Africa is not South Africa. It's Nigeria.
How do you define rich?
Money-wise, what do you call it? GDP?
GDP, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Gross domestic product. Yeah.
Yes, and also the developments taking place in Nigeria.
Infrastructure as well.
Infrastructure, yeah.
Yeah.
So the good thing about it is, because that's why I was attracted to this program, to this item. Lovely solutions are coming out of those very same places, and
Right.
I just want to share two of them because I think they're genius and easy to do. You just need to come up with the idea and work it out, and then go do it. So here's a simple one that's quite new in Uganda. What they're doing now.
So, this company in Uganda uses banana stems to produce fabrics, mats, hair extensions, and many other things. The same banana stem we cut and throw away after taking the banana. This is how they process the banana stems into finished goods. They cut the banana plants and take the stems to their factory. With their machine, they extract the fiber out of the banana stem, sun-dry the fiber, and dye the ones they would like to change their color. Then they would weave them into clothes, mats, or hairs, depending on what they want to produce. The name of this company is topixxx. They are actually changing the narrative with their products. Before now, nobody in Africa would believe that banana plants can be used to create such products. And their products are so beautiful that you wish you can have one yourself.
I have a friend in Kingston that does that.
With banana stems?
Yeah, man. He makes all kinds of things. He makes, for example, you have a light switch on the wall, and you have a little plate that the actual switch. He would make the plate using the banana fabric material, and he does other things.
But look, you can make your mats, you can make your carpets, you can make lovely. Those blankets look really nice and soft.
Yeah, man.
And what I really liked was the fake hair, because as you know, many Black women love to put in fake hair, and right now, fake hair is actually a problem, or not fake hair, added hair, because what we're now doing is getting hair from India, where young girls are like hair factories. They grow their hair, somebody comes cut it off. They grow their hair, somebody comes because it's the best hair to make wigs and weaves from. But
I see. Right. Okay.
But if you can make them from banana stems and peel, why not?
Yeah, you don't have to. They don't have to lose their hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see what Donna says. Donna says the ideology of underdevelopment, dependency, development in the global economy, and the interplay between those three variables are primarily responsible for poverty in the global south. It's the debt trap.
Well,
So
before I saw that comment earlier on, I was going to make remark about the IMF as well and how that comes into play with this.
Yeah, IMF, World Bank, they come with their little loans, but they squeeze you to death paying back those loans. You can never ever repay your little loan to the IMF, the International Monetary Fund.
They have been known to write off some loans in some countries. They have been known to say you don't need to pay what is owed back to us anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah. But then they came up with another squeeze. It's terrible. But Donna says the ideology, it's keeping people in their place by telling them, that's how I read you, Donna. Correct me if I'm not reading you correctly. It's the idea that both sides start believing this thing of dependency and of underdevelopment. And I think that's what you mean, Donna. If not, please be more specific. But I think that's what you're saying, that we're all buying into the idea that rich countries need to help poor countries, while the only reason they are there to help is because they want the natural resources.
Isn't that similar to mental slavery?
Yeah, man. The thing never changed, The thing never changed. We just call it differently. We call everything differently. But nothing has changed. Nothing at all has changed. So Donna, I'm looking forward to reading.
Isn't that almost like Stockholm syndrome, or am I barking?
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Yes.
Right.
It means that you start identifying with your oppressor and thinking they are great and that everything that you do is wrong and
Yeah,
silly.
I thought Stockholm syndrome was about you start to care for your oppressors.
Yeah, and Stockholm syndrome is specifically in the case of you've been hijacked, you've been kidnapped, and
Yeah.
then you start. Many people
Yeah.
even start a relationship with their kidnappers.
With your captors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Another lovely video I found. This one really makes me happy. Are you ready for it?
Go on,
Here
go
we
on.
go. Yeah, man.
My name is Olorunishola Ajay. I'm 49 years old. I'm the founder and chief product architect at Ideas Infusion Limited. Ideas Infusion Limited is the company that manufactures the Ishaya multi-business card. The Ishaya multi-business card is an innovative product that consists of 5 businesses, of which you can run 4 of the businesses simultaneously. The businesses are fruit juice processing and retailing, electricity rental, agent banking services, hair grooming services, and phone charging services. The problem I intend to solve with the Ishaya multi-business card is the problem of youth unemployment in Africa. All the raw materials we need, let's say about 60% of them are actually imported from China. The rest 40% we buy locally. The major challenge I faced while I was building the Ishaya multi-business card was simply the challenge of getting the raw materials. So this was a challenge during the COVID lockdowns when we started building the cards. And it was a bit tough, but at least we were able to find our way around getting the products that we needed in.
As a child, from day one, it was clear that Shola was going to be a very creative human being because he was like a handyman. He was always fixing things, very creative. He loved to study while others are playing. He's always with one encyclopedia. He's always with one book or the other, studying. And not just reading, trying to use those knowledge to fix things, to see how he can use it to impact the world, even as a child.
For the agency banking services, we actually have a compartment whereby the operators can keep their POS machine and also they can keep the cash. This compartment has a lock. To ensure basic hygiene, the hair grooming services does not operate at the same time as the fruit juice processing services. The cart was designed in mind to be run by a minimum of 2 persons and a maximum of up to 4. And that's even good because then you are getting more people that are unemployed to be employed.
Brilliant.
Oh, this is so brilliant. And it's even on solar energy.
Solar is changing everything. It really is. It's such a game changer. It really is.
But imagine, I mean, it's so genius. You wonder why it wasn't there before. It makes total sense to build a little cart like the Ishaya multi-business cart. I love the name.
5 businesses, yeah.
5, exactly. Yeah. But to come up with the idea, I'm going to make a little push cart. In Jamaica, we have so many push carts. We even saw one in the picture, remember?
Yeah. The picture on the far right, I remember.
I'll show the people again.
That's right, yeah.
All it needs is a brilliant idea and a solar panel. And you can be making money because people always need to charge their phone. And then you got your little banking thing. You don't need to wait in line to go to the bank. You get your hair cut. After the hair is cut, they clean up the place. You get a fruit juice. And what was the other thing? He had one more thing. What was the other thing? Well, another thing. I think it's brilliant. And it's the simple ideas that are going to save the global south is what I think.
Well,
how do you see that?
Well, there was always what was the term that was used in one of the places I used to work in London? They called it KISS, which is an acronym. You know that one? Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple, comma stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that was it. Why overcomplicate things? In fact, the most incredible, the most successful, I should say, probably the most successful inventions since time have been based on simple ideas, and man comes along and tries to and actually complicates them, thinking that they can't be that simple. So let's do this.
If it's simple, it can't be good. That's what people think.
If it's simple, it must be stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
So keep it simple, stupid. Yeah.
Yes. Remember, I did last year. I did a PocaTV live with my friend in Gambia, Alassana Baji.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Who saved up money to buy a lovely car. He imported the car from Germany. That he was really proud of that. And instead of driving around his own car, he loaned it to a friend of his to be a taxi driver in that car. See, it's that kind of thinking. It's the creativeness of people who have little compared to others.
Sharing your resources as well.
And sharing your resources, yeah. Oh, a quick look. Donna is expanding on what she meant by the ideology. She said, I meant the neo-capitalist imperialist ideology, how the global exchange system is organized exactly to uphold the imbalances between rich and poor, the structural imbalances in the world system. And she adds, Peter Tosh, the rich man's heaven is the poor man's hell. This is what we were touching on with the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, coming up with all kinds of ideas and tricks that will benefit rich countries and will keep poor countries always in debt. The debt, what you called it earlier, the debt trap, right? Yeah. So let's try to come up with one or two little things that some of our friends in Jamaica could do. I mean, this cart, I believe everybody should be making a cart like this. I think it works on so many levels.
Yeah, they just need the funding for the solar, more or less.
Yeah.
But the price of solar has come down significantly because there's so much more competition now.
Right.
So it's really come down.
So if you already know how to make your push cart, all you need to do is come up with an idea on how to put the solar panel on top of it, and then you buy a couple of wires so people can.
Yeah, you need to make. Yeah, you need to make electricity work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need some electrical skills to be able to do that.
What I thought was really smart about this idea, while you're waiting for your phone to charge, you might be thirsty. In comes the fruit juice. That's another money paid to the guy with the cart. And then he tells you, oh, you need a shave. Oh, you sit down and have your.
I don't think you could charge for charging a phone now. I think that should be a like a freebie, because it's not really. Well, it's not really costing them anything, is it?
No, but the guy needs to pay off his solar panel. Give him a few coins. It doesn't have to be big money. Give him a few coins.
So make it a voluntary donation kind of thing.
Exactly, because if he wasn't there with his cart and your phone was dead, you had no place to charge it.
Yeah, I know, but the way I was looking at it, you go to the cart to buy something specifically, like a juice or whatever, and while you're there, can I use your mobile phone charger while you're waiting for him to do that? That kind of that's how I was thinking of it.
Okay, no, but he's
and then
charging.
you pay for the juice, and then he uses that money to get his money back for his business to pay for the solar. I don't know. So it's another angle.
I think you can make a little money on charging your phone, because he's charging 10 or 20 phones at the same time.
Given that, if it's all that, then there is an argument to justify a charge for that. No, I agree with that. Yeah.
All I can say is, as soon as I'm back in Jamaica, I'm gonna run around the street with that little video and show people.
I can imagine you doing that.
Oh yes, I definitely will, and I think it should, because these are ways in which people can fend for themselves. There is nothing more gratifying than having an idea that actually will pay for your living. That's the best thing that can happen
without having to rely on anybody else.
Yeah. Yes.
True entrepreneurship. No, is that true entrepreneurship kind? No.
That's exactly what it is. Proper creative entrepreneurship. The guy came up with the idea itself, and he gave it a big name, like mine, Global Freestyle Multimedia Journalist. Make the name big.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
That's a great idea. That's
It
good.
is. Yeah. So we got the banana stems. We got the multi-business card. We need to come up with some new ideas that people can just start off themselves from the scrap in their backyard. They can start off something, and then once it runs, that's when because his first card probably didn't look so cute. This is his, he's made money already, and now he's upped and made the card look
He
pretty.
he keeps updating his prototype, so to
Yeah.
speak. Yeah.
That's the next thing to do. You make a little money, you put it straight back into your company.
Yeah. Reinvest. Yeah.
Reinvest. Yeah.
Mm, mm.
That's it, DJ. I think
Great
yeah,
subject. Great topic.
I loved
Nice
it
one.
as well. I enjoyed looking up stuff.
Yeah.
So we need to round up with your album in the background.
All right. Okay. So
Can you read, can you take it or not? Is it too far away?
No. Hold on.
Yeah.
Have you had any answers? Anyone?
No,
So-
no comments at all. Nobody. I think only Donna is commenting today. Let me check because on LinkedIn, I don't often see the comments on LinkedIn here in my studio. No comments there. Let's see if anything is on Facebook. I'm not seeing any. People are not commenting today. Why? Why? Except for Donna, of course. Thank you, Donna.
All right.
You are so loyal. That is wonderful.
Rosalind.
Rosalind is not. I'm not seeing Rosalind. Maybe she does. She's watching, but she doesn't feel like commenting. That's perfectly valid. So you got the album. Hold it up for us, please. King Tubby Showcase. So showcasing what?
It's a compilation album of different artists doing different tunes, but it's all music that he was involved with, that was mixed and engineered by King Tubby's at his studio.
Yeah.
And it's got, well, the first tune is by an artist called Johnny Lover, called Jar Station, and then there's a dubwise, then you have Rod Taylor, and there's a dubwise, and then you have Limble Thompson, Jar Jar the Conqueror.
Sounds like the music you play on Sunday evenings.
It certainly is. I mean, look, here's the other side, which shows all the tracks.
Proper and strictly vinyl. We know that, DJ. We need that.
Of course.
We know that.
But going back to here, does anyone know what these are on the top and what those are at the bottom?
Hold it properly so I can see. No, I can't see. What? Oh, bullets.
No.
Safety pins. On the bottom.
No.
What?
The bottom are fuses.
Fuses.
Remember King Tubby's was an audio engineer. So
yes.
At the top, they are valves, because in those days they had valve amps.
Wow.
Which were the best sounding amps. These days, you can get valve amps, but they're extremely expensive, and that's why most people don't use valve amps anymore, because they're just so expensive to maintain in the parts, and they do need a lot of maintenance. And these days, you have transistor amps.
You should do a special on reggae technology one day.
Well, maybe I will. Maybe that's a topic for the next one. That's a good idea.
Yeah. You do a special, and I'll do the technology behind the scenes. You can put away King Tubby now, because we're going to round up.
Okay.
But thank you, DJ.
For those who don't know who King Tubby's was, shall I go
You do
into
that do that in your special.
All right. Okay.
I think it's a nice idea. We're going to round up today, DJ, because I thought actually we were going to do a short one. No, look at us again. 50 minutes. Yeah. Heads up for people who tuned in later, there will not be a Wenzzzday Ting next week, because I will be doing a job for government. And so that means I will not. And these days, people seem to think that any kind of event needs to go on in the night as well. So no time to do it. So the next Wenzzzday Ting will be on Wednesday, but not next week. The week after, on November the 22nd, which will be 9 o'clock European time, 3 o'clock Jamaica time. November the 22nd is when DJ and I will be back with another Wenzzzday Ting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun today. It just went like that, didn't it? It went really fast.
It flew by like a bird.
Like a bird. Yes, a bird that does not carry a racist name. We'll call it the conscious bird.
Well, I remind myself of the tune by Michael Rose, "Born Free."
Lovely tune.
Like a bird born free, like a bird in a tree.
Oh, lovely. Oh,
Yeah.
lovely tune. He was very young when he sang that. We will do a reggae special one time, DJ. But that's it for today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, everybody watching us. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time. It's been a blast. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.